Still getting it in, your man DJ Ekin, Tampa's most connected DJ, man. Inside the box right here, MyPlace, my man. What you doing here, man? What you doing here?
I'm about to bust you up in this game right now.
Wow.
I'm about to take it, man.
What's good with you, man?
I'm doing good. You know, just on my grind, man. I got a new album coming out April 7th.
Okay.
Called Guilt. You know, working on that. I got the new single off the album, Move. First single off the album, obviously on iTunes, Rhapsody, all the digital websites. I just shot the video for it, which is debuted already on the internet and BET and different outlets. So, you know, I'm on the usual grind that's not ever gonna stop.
Wow. First of all, let me get it together up here on the screen, man, because everybody can't see like how I'm getting hammered right here. But speaking of the grind, man, like, come on, you've already been through what they call the grind. You can't be going through the same grind for round two.
It's even worse, you know. I mean, you got, and that's a 3-pointer, by the way.
Wow.
And I got the Knicks. You know, it's even worse because you know you got a lot of different things going on in the music business. You got a lot of different things going on in the economy. You know, the whole recession. Right. Obviously, artists they pretend not to be affected, but we are affected in many ways. So, you know, especially when it comes to the consumers going out and buying music, man. So I think it's just important for me to work 10 times as hard if I want to get, you know, the same results as even last time. So, right. And that's just an important factor right now.
So do you feel like, well, you know I got to ask you this, man, before we even get too deep into that. Are you worried about the sophomore jinx?
I would have been if that was the only thing I had to deal with. I think I'm more worried about the economy and you know, dealing with those type of changes than anything. But sophomore jinx, I don't think that's the issue. I think that only comes around when that's just the main focus and people are trying to deny your second project because they want to just find a reason to. But I think right now, when I'm coming off a record like This Is Why I'm Hot and coming off the whole notion that I'm a one-hit wonder, I mean, I don't, let's be honest, there wasn't really a lot of expectations on me in the first place. So just the fact that I'm back is puzzling a lot of people. And I think that, you know, that's really the only thing negative that I got to deal with. The sophomore jinx is just, I know the album is better than the first one, so I mean the sophomore jinx it doesn't exist to me.
So who'd you work with on this joint?
As far as features, as far as production.
I mean, did you stay kind of with your team from, you know, your first movement or whatever?
Definitely. Shout out to the Blackout Movement. They produced This Is Why I'm Hot. Obviously, you know, I gotta stay in the family. One, because they don't want, you know, they're partly the reason why I'm here today. Two, you know, I'm pretty much, I got an independent mind frame, so when I work with producers, you know, my biggest thing is I want to work with the cats that are hungry, you know, and a lot of times, I'm not, no disrespect to the Dr. Dre's and the Pharrells, but those dudes are multi-millionaires, and they're making theirs, so, you know, I want somebody who ain't got no food in their stomach, who's worried about how the next rent, so when I hear a beat, I hear that emotion in the beat.
But I mean, don't you want to go like what they term, you know, because they think like, you know, if you go to Drado, it's a guaranteed hit. Yeah. You go to Pharrell, it's a guaranteed hit. And, you know, you get that sticker on your album produced by Pharrell, produced by, you know, Dre. That's like, you know, to get the sticker on your album. Don't you want that?
I think that's cool. I think that's cool if that's your lane. I came in the game not with, you know, not like that. If you listen to my first album, there's no major producer on my first album.
Gotcha.
Period. So, I mean, with that being said, why if it ain't broken, don't fix it, you know?
Okay. Let's talk something else. Let's talk about some things that are going on in the world right now. Okay. How'd you feel about you know, the whole presidency thing?
Man, I think I speak for my generation. No, I can only speak for my generation. I think that it's overwhelming when you see people from the generation before me become so emotional about you know, something so epic. And I always got to say to myself, man, I guess these are the people that lived through the struggle, lived through the Malcolm X's and the Dr. Martin Luther King. They were here when you know, colored people couldn't drink from the same water fountain. You know, at the time it was colored people. That's what we were called. So I don't want to make it a race thing. I just think it's just overwhelming when, you know, you tackle a hurdle so huge as to have someone from our community represent the most highest position in the country, in a country that is honestly supposed to be the best country in the world. Therefore, he has the highest position in the world.
Right.
So, you know, I think from my standpoint, it's a beautiful thing. Why? Because now it gives hope to people out there that they don't just have to be a ball player or MC anymore. You know, a lot of times, you know, you look out your window growing up in certain areas and you don't really have much to look forward to, but being a ball player or being a MC or being a drug dealer. Well, now, you know, there's no excuse. Now you can be the president of the United States, so that means that you should never be limited. You know, you can be the president, you can be an astronaut, you can be a doctor. And before these visions, not only were they supposedly not cool, you know, but they were also unheard of for, you know, certain individuals to believe and think that they can actually achieve these things. So,
okay.
You know.
Well, let me ask you this then, because this bothered me. And, you know, on this show right here, I do what I like to call barbershop talk. Okay. You know, in the entertainment world. Jesse Jackson. Remember when his mic got caught on? Yeah. You know, because if that would have been me or you, we'd have been a hater. Yeah. And then I look at, you know, when they had the inauguration thing, Jesse was crying. Like, what'd you think of that? Because I was like, man, please.
You know what?
Come on now, give me what you think for real now. You know
what? I think it's crazy, man. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what was going on through his head. Right. You know, obviously he you know, blatantly made a disrespectful comment. And you know, and sometimes these are the things we gotta watch out for. I think sometimes you expect certain people to be a certain way. You know, we as humans tend to think, okay, prime example, I just got involved in the church, so. You know, we tend to think that all pastors are saints and that all pastors don't, you know, they're sin free. And I learned, you know, the hard way that that's not the case. You know, sometimes you get involved in bad situations, or sometimes it just happens. You know, and you get caught up in the moment, and you know, because of that, you got to deal with the repercussions. I think it's sad. I mean, I think it's sad that the comment he made, but you know, I can't judge him. Only God can do that, and hopefully he find it within his heart to be sincere. And I hope when he did cry, I hope that was a sincere cry, you know, because that we did struggle for many years to achieve that amount of success, and I think that's crazy, man.
Right. Hey, I just wanted to know, man, because, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, what is he doing crying? Exactly. That was what it was to me. So what else are you into these days, man? I know, you know, the records pop off and I know that sort of thing, but I know you seem like an entrepreneur type dude. Like things are, you got like many different hustles that are going on. So what else you working on these days?
You know, I tend to get involved in a lot of things. I think most important thing for me right now is this April 7th album release date, the album Guilt, and just presenting my new project to the people. So, you know, I want to kind of, you know, take the baby steps into making people know that I'm a musician, and that's always my first passion, and that's where my love for the game is going to be. Obviously, you know, I get involved with a lot of corporate sponsorship. Last time around, we ventured and did a deal with Microsoft with the Zoom player. Right. So, I mean, you could definitely look for me to really kind of endeavor in certain situations. We're talking to certain sneaker companies and, you know, certain alcoholic companies, obviously, from a product placement standpoint as well as endorsement standpoint. And I just want to be able to honestly just when I look at all the ancillary things that I can involve myself in, I'm not gonna limit myself. So if it's the MIMS car wash, you know, and that need be what I open up, I think that's something that I'll endeavor in when the time and the opportunity presents itself.
Right. It's all good, man. So the album, one more time, when's it coming out?
April 7th. The album is called Guilt. In stores April 7th. You know, Move is the first single off the album. Gotcha. And you know, I'm a hard worker, man, so I hope people find it in their mind to accept my product and make sure they go out and purchase it, because I know those income tax checks is coming, and I know, you know, Barack just passed this stimulus bill. Right. So it ain't no excuse not to have $10 to go pick up a nice CD in the store.
Basically, they can move if they want to.
They can move if they want to.
MIMS, man, new album coming out real soon, man. I don't got time all day to beat y'all or to beat you in front of them. So
the score ain't that bad.
Yeah, because I'm
still up. I'm still up, and I'm playing with the Knicks, man.
Come right here, now, man. Inside the box, your man DJ Ekin, Tampa's most connected DJ. Can I do it?
Let's do it.
MIMS.
MIMS.